So what is the actual problem here? Is the amount of money? Because I mean, Cardinal Jones said it best, right? These kids, they didn't come here to play school, and if we pride ourselves on being a capitalist society, then um, you can't cap and delay money coming forward. I mean, these you are what the market says that you're worth. And keep in mind that NIL does not allow the school themselves to pay these players. It allows third party to issue name, image, and likeness, advertisement, posters, billboards. We've got billboards of SMU players outside of the high school right here. Um, so we really need to understand, or I really need to understand, what the issue is that we're trying to solve, because these kids are not going to these schools because they want to. These kids are going because they have to. They don't have another avenue. This is and we called them kids, but they're over 18. So by the eyes of the law and everything else, they're adults. They can go to war. I feel like they should be able to handle their money however they see fit. If they're old enough to go fight for us overseas or domestically. So I think the real issue is probably that we have this false notion that school and sports go hand in hand. And I don't know that it needs to be that way, because, like I said, these kids are not here to get an education. They're here to go to the pros. That's why as soon as they can get out after 3 years, they do. You don't see very many kids saying they're going to Alabama or Ohio State or USC or Oklahoma or Texas because of the education. That's not where they're going. If we want it to be more like that, then you have to have more schools. Then the answer, I think, is to treat them like students. You can get academic scholarships and you can get grants, but these athletic scholarships, you got to go and you got to turn it into what really school sports are supposed to be. So if you're worried about it going into high school, then you have to treat school sports like school sports. College sports has to be like high school sports. And if we don't like that, then we need to provide an avenue for these kids to actually go pro in whether it be minor leagues or whatever, because that is essentially what the NCAA and the NFL have done. They've turned the NCAA and college intercollegiate sports into a feeder system. And if they're a feeder system for the pros, then you got to treat them like pros.